It's Leatherwolf right here on your Classic Metal Show. I don't know if it was enough time to crank one off to Scarlett Johansson, but that is Hideaway. That one going out to our good friend Corey over at Uncontrolled Noise. And just before that, we heard something from Stephen Piercy with Don't Want to Talk About It. That's so right. You want to talk about it, Chris? You want to talk about the time that you spent away for about 9 minutes?
Oh, no. I don't want to share that. I also don't want to touch my keyboard right now, but
right.
No, that's an after show function.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because if I jerk it now, I won't make it to the end of the show. I'll be tired.
Sure.
So I just have to wait.
All right. Well, we covered Papa John Schnatter.
Yes.
Getting the boot because he used a word. Mm-hmm. A single word.
Right.
And he caught a lot of backlash for it. He got escorted out of the building. He stepped down as the chief operating officer of Papa John's, a company that he started.
Right.
They're removing his image from the pizza boxes. They're taking his name down off of stadiums.
That's right.
For a single word.
Yeah. That wasn't used in a derogatory way.
No. It wasn't. But, again, this is how far political correctness has gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, apparently, just as a couple of weeks ago or maybe a month or so ago, a Netflix executive lost his gig.
Right.
For using a single word.
That's right.
During an explanation or a description.
Mm-hmm.
Now a Paramount television president got fired over an inappropriate comment.
There's a lot of people saying nigger out there, isn't there?
Well, again, it's alleged. Everything is alleged, and this is alleged, and that's alleged.
Right.
Well, a Paramount television president got the boot as well.
That's not alleged.
Yeah. Paramount Television President Amy Powell has been fired for making an inappropriate comment.
Okay.
The movie and studio TV's executive, Jim blah, 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 told the staff on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
In a memo obtained by the Times, whatever this executive's name is. Why is it every guy or person in these stories, they have some unpronounceable last name?
Just use Smith.
Yeah.
Just every time you come on one of those, just say Smith said.
I mean, they got like a 7-syllable last name.
Mm-hmm. That's because they got to stretch the name so that it stretches out across with the same length as the zeros. Doesn't look so awkward on the check.
Well, anyway, Smith said multiple people raised concerns about Powell's unspecified comments last week.
Mm-hmm.
Unspecified.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Sparking an internal investigation by the company. It was not immediately clear what Powell said that led to her ouster, but a person familiar with the matter said she made racially charged remarks during a conference call. Once again, a conference call.
Right.
About an upcoming Paramount TV show. a conference call.
But yet another dumbbell that would do that in a forum that's not one-on-one.
Yeah.
You can't do it anymore. Not in those positions, not in those jobs. You can't do it. I mean, I know you should be able to, but you can't.
Yeah, it wasn't in public. She didn't, say this directly to somebody. It was a comment made during a conference call.
Dude, the precedent was set with the guy that owned the Clippers or whatever team it was.
Oh, yeah.
That's when the precedent was set. Because that was, not only was that in his home, in the privacy of his own home, in a conversation that was not supposed to be
made public
at all. It was between him and his chick, and they cost him his team.
It did.
So after that, now everything's fair game. Anything you say anywhere that anybody hears you is game. These guys need to stop apologizing. They should make them fire. They should make these people fire them and then sue them. That's really what has to happen now. You know, let me guess, there's an apology attached to this and everything else, right?
Well, let's find out.
My comments were taken out of context, and I really shut up. Don't apologize for shit. Stop it. Go ahead. Let's hear the reason, and let me hear the apology to her.
All right. In a memo obtained by the Times, Smith said multiple people raised concerns about Powell's unspecified comments last week, speaking an internal investigation by the company. It was not immediately clear what Powell said that led to her ouster, but a person familiar with the matter said she made racially charged remarks during the conference call about an upcoming Paramount TV show. Mm-hmm. Having spent the past several days conducting a thorough investigation into this matter and speaking to those who were present, our human resources and legal teams have come to the same conclusion, and we have made the decision to terminate Amy's employment effective immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Powell has denied making the insensitive comments.
Yeah, okay.
She is exploring legal action against Paramount.
Good for her. Good for her. No apology there. I like it. What's her name? Powell?
Yeah,
I'm supporting
Amy Powell.
I'm a big supporter of Amy Powell.
Yeah. There is no truth to the allegations that I made insensitive. Mm-hmm. What is it with this sensitivity?
Yeah. Somebody's feelings got hurt. I'm so sorry.
Why is that so powerful today?
Because people let it be. Because people in these positions of power let it be. Just you got to just toughen the fuck up. You just got to not acknowledge it. Just don't give it power. If somebody's fucking feelings are hurt, the answer is fuck you. Hope that hurts too, you cunt. That's the answer. There's no other answer. There's no apology. There's no backing down. Once you're accused of it or once you've actually done it or whatever, you got to fucking go full bore. You cannot fucking back off like anybody's ever going to let you off the hook. Of all the history of this in the last 2 years, not a single one of them has fucking kept their job after the apology tour. None of them. Right?
Well, I think it's damage control because they lost their gig. They're looking for their next gig.
No. But they're not, because every single time they apologize before they lose their job. Every time they're apologizing before they lose their job. No, don't apologize for shit. And if you can't get a job, then there's enough money to make out there, other ways. Go do it that way.
Right. There is no truth to the allegation that I made insensitive comments in a professional setting or any setting, Powell said.
Right.
The facts will come out and I will be vindicated.
Good. And I hope she wins like $20 million from this fucking studio.
The alleged incident occurred during a call to discuss The First Wives Club, a series adaptation of the 1996 Paramount film of the same name. The project's showrunner is Tracy Oliver, who wrote the Universal Pictures hit Girls Trip, about a group of black friends reconnecting in the Essence Fest in New Orleans.
Okay.
Her versions of The First Wives Club is expected to feature a predominantly black cast.
Oh, well, that's great.
During the call, Powell made offensive remarks stereotyping black people in a lengthy rant.
Right.
The person familiar with the matter said Powell alleged comments included remarks about black women being angry and African American children being raised by single parents.
How is that anything but a truth? That's not even fucking stereotyping.
No, that's just fact. I mean, I guess you could argue about the angry thing.
Yeah, but I mean,
but it is a fact that 70+% of black children are raised in single parent homes.
Yeah, I mean there's no argument to that at all. And angry, please. Get on a fucking subway or a bus. You'll find out how angry them black women are real fast.
Right. An assistant at the studio who heard the remarks reported the incident to an executive.
And that guy should be murdered.
Right.
Jeez, oh man.
Who then went to the Human Resources Department.
Ugh.
I'm telling.
You know, I would never truthfully advocate for somebody to be murdered, but I would love if somewhere in this story you read a line that said, following, this guy was beaten to it within an inch of his life.
Yeah.
I'd love to read that. Fucking asshole.
Yeah, I know. It's the whole...
cunt.
Yeah. I'm telling.
Yeah.
Aw, you said a bad word. I'm telling.
Now, do you think they were telling because they were offended? Or do you think they were telling because they see an opportunity to step over that person?
Of course, it's an opportunity.
Ah, fucking cunt.
At least 4 people heard the comments and the person familiar with the matter said. When confronted with the allegations, Powell denied them, and the person familiar with said the person who was familiar with the incident. I always like this anonymous stuff too. It's always familiar with the incident.
Yeah.
How come it isn't Paul Jones said?
Yeah, of course.
It's never that. It's always some anonymous source said.
Well, I hope old Amy Powell here just sticks to her guns and is like, unless you got tape, go fuck yourself. I will sue you and I will win. That's what she should do. She should stick to her fucking guns.
Well, maybe she will be.
I hope so. Somebody has to somewhere.
Right. The firing comes a month after Netflix ousted the chief communications officer for using a racial slur on at least 2 occasions in the workplace. Company CEO Reed Hastings said in a memo to employees he dismissed Jonathan Friedland after deciding that what he said wasn't in line with our company values.
Okay.
What he said. This month, Papa John's International Incorporated chairman John Schnatter resigned from his pizza chain he founded after facing sharp criticism for making racist comments.
Notice how that story's already morphing into something that it's not. Now it's racist comments. Before it was a statement. Before it was a racist word used once as a descriptive.
Right.
Now it's multiple racist comments.
Yep.
It's growing.
Of course.
To where a month from now people will be like, oh, that fucking John Schnatter's a racist.
Yeah, every word, every other word out of his mouth is nigger this and nigger that.
Yep, exactly. The narrative is just quickly changing.
Of course. Powell was named president of the Viacom Incorporated owned Paramount Television in 2013. Picked up then CEO Brad Gray to ramp up the storied the Los Angeles studios' efforts for the small screen. Reviving the television division is seen as an important part of the studio's plan to make a much-needed comeback for the year of financial struggles. Powell, who began her career at CNN, joined Paramount in 2004 after working as an interactive marketing for Sony Pictures. Under her tenure, the studio's TV division produced recent shows such as 13 Reasons Why for Netflix, The Alienist for TNT, which had created considerable buzz. Its upcoming shows include Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan on Amazon and an adaptation of Joseph Heller's satirical novel Catch-22 for Hulu. Wow, they do a lot of shows for a lot of different online streaming networks, I guess.
I'm looking forward to that Jack Ryan. I watched the previews. That looks good.
Okay. While it is incredibly difficult to part ways with a valued member of our community, it is imperative that we uphold our values. You have no values. You know what your value is? Whatever your dollar figure is worth that day.
They are guilty until proven otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. And ensure that all employees feel safe. I'm so sick of this safe stuff.
Words don't hurt, you faggots.
Yeah. And included in the workplace. Safe. Who is feeling unsafe?
Thank God I'm not in this.
And importantly, I want to take the opportunity to remind people of the type of the company and the culture we are committed to building at Paramount. It's one of the inclusion and honesty and accountability where diversity
I can't stand it.
is critical to ensuring that all ideas, backgrounds, and perspectives are embraced and respected.
Yeah. People stink.
Yeah, diversity. If I see that word again.
Well, that's the stories you look for, dude. Find other stories.
Diversity. Now, I see it pop up all over the place.
Yeah.
Everything is diversity.
Try reading something about, like, the baseball games or something. Maybe then you won't find it so much.
Well, another guy in Hollywood got the boot, too.
Oh, who now?
James Gunn, Guardians of the Galaxy director, he was fired over his offensive tweets.
From Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's a pretty big movie.
But you're going to be disappointed with this guy.
Okay, because he apologized immediately.
He did. The American filmmaker apologized.
Of course he did.
After old tweets in which he appeared to joke about pedophilia and rape were unearthed and widely shared. Would you get off the social media?
Right.
Stop making with the jokes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, what year was it that his jokes were?
I have no idea.
Okay. I would just be curious what year it was. It was like 2012 or something.
Well, I don't know, but it's funny how people go digging back into the art. See what kind of a guy you're working with? See?
Huh?
Back in 2012, he said...
Yeah. Well, this is why, again, dude, this is why you just have to own it. You just own it, and you move forward in your life.
Yeah, but the other thing is that you got to stop making your shit public.
Well, I think people are learning that in droves these days.
Got to stop it. Stay off the Facebook, stay off the Twitter, stay off the Instagram, stay off of all this stuff. Even if you think you're being silly or funny or you have a point or you're just being clever or whatever, it will come back and get you.
Yeah, well, it's slowly getting there now, dude. I mean, you're not on to notice it, but people are leaving, especially Facebook, in droves.
They need to.
Facebook is just Facebook reminds me so much of the dying days of fucking MySpace. It's just less and less people on it, less and less of anything interesting on it. It's dying. People are done. People are done being in trouble for this shit.
Yeah, and they should be. Hail and kill, caller. You're on the air. Hello?
Goodbye.
All right, guess nobody's there.
Yep.
All right. Well, anyway, the American filmmaker apologized for his old tweets, but Walt Disney Studios chairman Alan Horn announced his firing on Friday.
Right.
The offensive attitudes and statements discovered on James' Twitter feeds are indefensible.
Yeah, I'm reading them now. Jesus Christ.
They are inconsistent with our studio's values, and we have severed our business relationship with him. Gunn wrote and directed both of the first two Guardians of the Galaxy films, in which he starred the likes of Chris Pratt, Zoe Saldana, and Bradley Cooper. The first installment was one of Marvel's most successful films, making more than $771 million at the worldwide box office. Gunn also worked on the hugely successful Avengers franchise, There's been no immediate response from the filmmaker, but in the series tweets posted on Thursday, he addressed the controversy surrounding his old post. I viewed myself as a provocateur. See, there you go. I'm being clever, and I'm funny, and I'm crazy and out of control.
Yep.
That's what people think. Making movies and telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo. And I'm very, very different than I was a few years ago.
Well, yeah, because you're unemployed.
Yeah, of course. Now you sing a different story. Hail and Kill Caller, you're on the air. Hello?
These are 2011.
All right.
Some of them 2009, it looks like. God, he was tweeting in 2009?
Yeah.
I didn't even know there was Twitter in 2009.
Yeah, that was 10 years ago, and people are digging that shit up now.
Yeah, well, that's very hurtful now.
I guess. I have apologized for humor of mine that hurt people.
Fuck off. It didn't hurt anybody. Stop fucking feeding that.
I truly felt sorry and meant every word of my apology.
Stop fucking feeding that. Yeah, that's the problem. When you tell people that you're apologizing for hurting them, you're basically admitting that you did. You didn't hurt anybody. If you, instead of posting, if you went and got a hammer and just randomly hit people in the face, then you'd be fucking hurting people. Here's one of his tweets. The Hardy Boys and the mystery of what it feels like when Uncle Bernie fists me. Hashtag sad children's books. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah.
And it's dirty, and it's, it's about an uncle fucking a kid.
Yeah, of course.
But you know what? That didn't hurt anybody. I just read it, and nobody got hurt. Don't fucking say that you apologize because that tweet hurt somebody, because it didn't. By you saying that, you're admitting that you believe that it did. It didn't. People are just overreacting because you're feeding it. You're giving them attention. Stop it. Here's another one. Hold on, people. I'm going to hurt you here. The Expendables was so manly, I fucked the shit out of the little pussy boy next to me. The boys are back in town. All right. Sounds pedophilic, but, he's just he's being a clown.
Yeah, he's being stupid.
Huh?
He's just being stupid.
Yeah, nobody got hurt by me reading it or him writing it. Right?
I agree.
Just stupid. I do like this one, though. Honesty is the best policy. Tell your 3-year-old you're laughing thinking of me fucking 3PO. He'll appreciate it when older.
See, that you need to pass that on to John Drake.
Yeah, he is pretty funny.
Well, again, it's just that derogatory humor.
Yeah, it's cringe humor, and that's fine. In 2009, that wasn't a problem. It really wasn't.
Well, yeah, it should never even be a problem.
No, it shouldn't be a problem in 2018 either, but, back then it certainly wasn't.
People have made it a problem.
Mm-hmm, but it's not a problem. It's not hurtful. It really isn't hurting anybody. No one. Ugh. All right, James, way to apologize, bitch.
You're a cock-sucking, ass-licking Uncle Fucker. You're an Uncle Fucker, yes, it's true. Nobody fucks uncles quite like you.
Shut your fucking face, Uncle Fucker. You're the one that fucked your uncle, Uncle Fucker. You don't eat or sleep or mow the lawn. You just fuck your uncle all day long.
The hell is that?
That's South Park, Terrence and Phillip, Uncle Fucker.
Nice. Now, how do they get away with it?
Well, because they're satirical. They're funny.
Yeah, they don't apologize for shit.
It's a cartoon.
Yeah, but it still has hurtful words and hurtful phrases.
Yeah, but it's a cartoon. It's acceptable. It's meant to be funny.
See, I don't think that at all. I think you know why it's acceptable? Because what's the two guys' names that do this?
Trey and I can't think of Trey and somebody.
Yeah, they don't apologize for it. They've never apologized for anything. No matter how much controversy they've had, they don't apologize. And when you don't apologize, you take all the fucking power from the people that are crying about it. They just do. And that's why they don't have a problem.
Right. The now deleted posts first came to light when conservative news website The Daily Caller unearthed them. A number of conservative pundits then shared the tweets and called for Mr. Gunn to be dropped from Disney. The director has been an outspoken critic of President Trump. Earlier this month, he accused the U.S. leader of treason over his comments he made at the summit with Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin. It is not clear who will replace him on The Guardian of the Galaxy Volume 3, which was reportedly set to film next year.
He's not trying to say that Trump got him fired, is
No,
he?
they're just saying that, this guy was an outspoken against Trump.
Oh.
So the conservative website said, well, you're no saint yourself.
Oh.
And so they, came back and bit him in the ass.
Yeah, well, should never have apologized.
Well,
though.
again, it's the whole, if you live in glass houses, you shouldn't throw stones.
Yeah,
Same
but
thing.
he's not sorry that he made those posts.
No,
he's
of
sorry
course
that-
not.
He's sorry that people are offended officially. But he's still not apologizing for anything he said. So don't apologize for anything. Fuck you. And I mean, he's been on 2 franchises that have made $2 billion. I'd imagine he's okay. I don't imagine that he's looking for his next meal either, do you?
No.
Sure, he's got 20, 30 mil in the bank. All right, well, whatever. He's a pussy, so fuck him. He apologized like a bitch.
Yep.
So you got treated like a bitch. You're fired.
But it's funny how this kind of stuff just comes back and gets you, almost 10 years later.
I know. Dude, that's why I just have to keep my businesses running, because God knows going back to a job would not be easy. Everything I'm qualified for, they would do this Google check and I'd be dead.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
So something that this guy, did almost 10 years ago, got him fired today.
Yeah, of course.
But they didn't vet him then.
Mm-hmm. Which you would hope that he would sue over.
But he already apologized.
Yeah, and therein lies why you don't apologize.
Right.
Should have taken the firing and sued him. And said, hey, they hired me with this shit out there. They knew it was there, or they should have known it was there, and I didn't violate anything after, so fuck you. He should have absolutely not apologized and sued. He's a bitch.
Well, let's hope Amy Powell is successful.
Yeah, please, Amy, do not apologize. Sue the living fuck out of these fuckers.
Right.